Hello everyone, welcome back to Cloud's Fortresscraft Frozen Factory. In between episodes, I said I was going to set up the plates and PCBs, and here we go. We got one for each, both sets. I like to put belts in between each, just in case for some reason I need copper wires. Well, that was a bad spot. Need copper wires. There. That'll stop at copper wires, it won't go any further, and then I can very easily put it back together. This is just a temporary setup to get me all the things I need. Later on, when we have dedicated areas, we'll set up full-time, delivered from smelter, made to PCB to research pod, all of that. For now, I've just got 4 simple smelters over here. I've got copper and tin. Hop down here. Copper and tin are running on these lines, being fed. Down here we have coal coming from the smelter area because we have one extractor up here feeding everything really. We have the coal running on lines. One goes over here and it's feeding the tin. The other one goes this way, feeding the copper. This is really just to get the stuff off of the surface. That's all. I had a laser energy transmitter set up here pointing both ways, one pointing that way, one pointing down. So I just basically put everything out of sight. That's really it. As far as enemies went, I got up to building turrets. I just plopped down 8 of them on top of my CPH because I got attacked again, and you can't pause this game. And I came back and had like 5% left on the CPH, and I was like, well, whatever, I'm not even gonna. So I built a bunch more threat reducers and a bunch of turrets just for temporary purposes. We've already have coal running below, so it's very easy for me to set up some stations for turrets. I expanded this out a little bit, but really that's just about it. I like the farm, but I don't like where this one is. So I want to set up something like, I'm thinking like a greenhouse, maybe. It would make more sense, especially for when it's snowing. So I'm thinking like a greenhouse. I'm going to build something like that for this. But that's not the main reason we've come on camera. We've kind of hit a technology, what's the word I'm looking for? I have no research points, and I need research points to pretty much do anything. So I need to get my laboratory put together. And those require basic experimental pods and basic PCBs. Okay. Now we've already got the PCB stuff, so we just need the experimental pod. So how many research points do I need for that? Research assembler needs 8, I have 1. So I have a couple options here. One, to just dig down until I hit the cold caverns, or find some bluestone, and that will give me enough research points. The other option is to go looking for like a green crystal or a, whatever color crystal I can find that I haven't scanned yet. I'm pretty much most of the way there, so I think I'm just gonna go down to where my lithium is. I have 2 more, or I have 1 more lift, so I can go down at least that much. But I am going to try to find some cold stone and see if I can't research that, and if we can get some research points, come back, take out some of these research, and catch back up. Alright, we researched the research pod assembler. I have hooked up 1 of each, my plate assembler, my PCB assembler, in the middle, like so. For temporary, to give it extra power, I hooked up a coal generator in the back. And if we go underneath to our little utility zone, I've run a coal line like so, hooked up another generator down here. Each one of these transmitters can produce about 10 power, or can transmit about 10 power per second. These produce 11 power per second. So it's pretty much pumping out all of this power that can produce. And that's the research pods, or the experimental pods anyway. It's going to take quite a while to get everything I need for all of the laboratory components. But that's okay, because I need more of these as well. I dumped everything that I had into here, so it's not exactly an even number, but we'll get to it. I think for the time being, I'm going to work on my little greenhouse idea. I'm going to get rid of all of the setup here and build something nice and shiny. So we'll be back. Well, there's my little greenhouse. It's nothing too fancy, but we'll take a better look at it in a second. I sent this whole mountainside to hell, and I replaced pretty much as far as you can see with the rough-hewn rock that I got from it. And then as much as I could with the neon border. That's what it's called. But I ran out of paste. I'm glad that I started on the greenhouse before I did all of that. We've got kind of like a little actual structural support. I went and added another pump. Power's underneath. Ooh, those just popped up in my face. Cool. And then we added another side. Double capacity. I'm pretty sure eventually we're going to get to like a different kind of plant or something, so I'm sure we'll need more than one farming area. So that's that. And of course for now I made a silly little elevator to get onto the top, because I don't have a jetpack. Haha. Really just a place to kind of look at the plants. Even though they're like 2D strapped together, they're interesting nonetheless. So I have all the experimental pods and basic PCBs and whatnot for my laboratory. And you only need 3 of these. However, we don't have any of the parts, so I need to go on a little exploration. And I figured I would take you with me to see what the scenery looks like. This is probably the only time that we'll ever do this. But I can already see my first crashed ship. I'm only going to get a few, because I don't really need a whole lot of extra research points. I just want to be able to get all the machines and all my options. And I'm tremendously slow because of all of this snow, which is one of the reasons why I was replacing everything, making myself a big long platform. Hopefully the bugs don't come along and ruin it. So there was the one that I saw. I don't know if there's going to be another one out here or not. You can usually see them from pretty far away. So I'm going to get on top of this mountain here. See if we can see anything from up top. Yeah, I don't see any smoke trails. A pretty large frozen ice cap here. Try to go down that without dying. Yeah, I gotta say, I do like the flatland, but I also really like having mountains and stuff too. Oh, look, there's one. I like having mountains and whatnot to go over. And that is a very large tree. Just the straight path can kind of get a little boring. It is a lot safer though. Oh, and this one's right on the edge of the overmind. Yeah, we're gonna stay away from him. I haven't died yet. Ooh. There's one on the other side of him. Alright, we're gonna risk it. Should be okay. Oh. Is it that one over there, or is there another one up here? It's hard to tell. Huh. Alright, here's a little trick to get these. I'm going to use a logistics hopper. Well, I didn't want to build that big of a platform. I'm going to put a hopper there, turn the vacuum on. Withdraw it from the hopper. And I never have to go anywhere near that sucker. I probably didn't teach you anything there, but if I did, you're welcome. Oh, what is that? Are those bugs attacking me? Oh no. I don't know what those are. Maybe those are extractors or something that I can see from all the way over here. Weird. Well, I'm not sure how I'm going to get down from here. I guess falling is the easiest way. Alright, I think I have enough pods, and I think I did enough exploring. I'm going to pop open my hollow base here. Oops. Ouch. And I'm going to head on back to the base. I'm going to get my laboratory. Oops. Wrong button. Got to press K again to get that hollow base out of here. I'm going to get the laboratory built up. Get some research points put into it. Whoa. That's why I don't like the grappling hook too much. Yeah, we're going to get the laboratory built up, get some power built up for it, and then I'll come back. Well, we're 7.5 hours in, and we've already got tunnel nukers. It really all depends on how much terrain there is in between you and the overmines. But we have tunnel nukers already hitting us. You probably recognize the sounds, you know, the horrible splat noises and whatnot that they make. There is one good thing about the tunnel nukers. Since I have yet to come across any caverns, I've yet to find any organic rock. Well, the tunnel nukers leave behind a bunch of it. And there's also this resin. So they give you a couple things to scan when they show up. Now, I don't see any organic rock, just the resin. I'm not going too far. But you can see there's not a whole lot in the way from this direction. They pretty much just have it flat. You know, you had to go through this little mountain right here. See if I can pull this off. Ha! Nice. And this stuff spawns bad things. I haven't had one spawn yet, but when I do, I'll show it to you guys. Let's see, my research station is here. Well, I got 10 points out of it. And like I said, if any of the organic rock shows up, I'll get a few more points. So to deal with those, it helps to have things like the auto excavator. And I have this enhanced auto excavator, which I'm guessing goes downwards, which would be really neat. So I gotta find out what this unknown material is. I keep putting that off, but I think I was mostly trying to make everything else first. I don't like having to go and look up on Wiki what a recipe requires. I like to just figure it out myself, but that's okay. I'll go look it up. Oh, right, I forgot. Because of the mod that I'm using, I haven't actually crafted a regular laser energy transmitter, but they did put in a conversion. It's for Desi's mod.
Crafting.
So that should, yeah, there we go. That was the problem. It doesn't count the other laser energy transmitter. So if you're using Desi's mod, be sure to look for that. You're using enhanced laser energy transmitter. You got to craft it in there and then go into the self-craft menu and convert it over. I did not know that. Okay, I need more of these oil cans. Those are also in the self-crafting, aren't they? No? They're in here? Yeah, empty can. That's what I need. I had it somewhere on the bar, and then I lost it. There it is. Missing machine oil. Oh, wow, we finally ran out of seeds. I'm going to need to automate this. For now, though, I'm kind of worried about not only this that I built, but pretty much everything else. The tunnel nukers are already hitting. I need to get some sort of perimeter defense. At least to try to stop those things. I know it's kind of early to be thinking about all of this. But that's what happens when you pick hard mode. Wow, did I put 24 bars in there? Wow, these hoppers, or these smelters have a very large self-inventory. So that's that. I wanted to show you guys that I'm getting hit with tunnel nukers already. I don't know what to do exactly. I mean, it's not that much, and they're hitting it pretty high up, so I probably could just remove it all myself. I think there's actually a research that requires this nonsense. Or at least there used to be in the laboratory. Well, nothing popped out to eat me. I'm going to assume that this stuff is safe. And I'm going to get rid of it before it spawns any worms. But another one's going to hit here. I'd say another 2 or 3 are going to hit here. I've never had them spawn this early. I've always had some sort of defense around my base, so I don't know what happens if they hit your CPH. Probably nothing. It would make sense since you can't do anything to your CPH, even if you try to blow it up with a bomb. You'll just make it hard to get to. So, I guess I could build my laboratory. I don't want to use the same coal that I'm using over here. But then again, there's not too much. There's this little thing over here, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, that's nothing. I should just shoot that. Make it disappear. Huh. Maybe over here? Nope. Such tiny little piles of coal. It's not going to do us much good. Ow. Broke my legs. I've got too many different things to worry about right now. One of them is turning off this stuff. Okay, solution. There is quite a large amount of coal here. I didn't see it because of the path that I chose and the fact that there's no light over here. But I did a little ping and yeah, plenty of coal. So I need an extractor. And I'm going to set up my lab over here.
Crafting. Crafting.
Got plenty of those. We're going to need a lot of pyrothermic generators. I've already got plenty of the... Oh, what are these? No, I don't have any of those logistics hoppers. I need a bunch of those.
Crafting.
But I also am going to set up a couple of the auto excavators, and then we'll come back after they've done all of their work. Oh gosh, cans of oil for all of this stuff. That's right, I forgot. Well, that's gonna take a while, isn't it? Oh, it would help if I emptied that out. Still haven't figured out what we're gonna use the plant pellets for. Okay, so yeah, I'll come back when I'd say this is gone and we have our tech center up. It's a start. It's definitely not enough, but it's a start. And I don't have the iron bars, but when I do, I'll get some laser energy transmitters to beam the power over. I'm gonna wrap it around though. At least to 2 sides. And then the front is going to be dedicated for hoppers. Research parts. For now, we're just going to analyze these research parts for points. Just because. But yeah, as soon as I get some iron, I'm going to laser energy transmit. I see I can put a battery here, here, and transmitter here, and there, for now. It's some power. The analyzing the research parts takes an incredible amount of power, but we still haven't even started making all of the pods that we'll need anyway. We've only have the copper one set up, so we'll get to that next time. So that'll do it for this episode. Appreciate you watching. I hope to see you next time.